Y'all better get on in here. I am loving it. Okay. Happy Friday, everybody. Tonight's show was off the chain. I, of course, am your host, Crystal Jordan, and I'm going to go ahead and get my co host, Scorpio Moe, in here. What's good, Scorpio Moe?
How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm trying to make sure that we're able to go live on Instagram as well. I'm trying. I'm trying to figure Instagram out. Okay. All right. I hope this is working. Okay. No, it's not. It's not, but it's okay. All right.
Let's
It's
go.
not working. It's not working. I don't know how this is supposed to work. This is supposed to broadcast us live on Instagram as well as YouTube. Hey, Bessie. So I'm just gonna say, if you are on Instagram watching, I'm gonna ask you to go ahead and go to YouTube because we are live on YouTube. This is the Ready to Love recap, and tonight's episode was amazing. And so I don't
And
want you to miss. I don't want you to miss this. So please go ahead and go to YouTube and watch the show if you're watching on uh, on IG. I wish you could go live with me on IG too.
who? Me?
Yeah, because that way people would be able to see both, but it probably would give us an echo. It'll probably give us an echo. We'll figure that out. I tried to send this broadcast to I tried to send the broadcast to Instagram too, but it didn't work. But anyway, let's get into tonight's before we get into tonight's episode, because it was so good. I want to say I think tonight's episode was better than last Friday. What do you think?
I know the women were better looking. I tell you that.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. We're going to go through the women. Okay, the chat is in full effect. What's up, chat?
What
What's
up?
up, chat? What's up, Michelle? What's up, Sherry? What's up, Haitian Empress? What's up, Linda? What's up? What's up? What's up, Gigi, Druzy, Loyalty,
DDD?
Kathy, Lika, Miss Rhonda? What's up, you guys? Thanks for stopping in. So, yeah, we're going to get into tonight's episode, but I definitely think they saved the more lively bunch for today. I'm going to say that.
They saved the better looking bunch. I know that. Well, of course, women. I don't know about the dudes, but the women for sure.
I think that I think that was I would definitely more attracted to the guys tonight, but I will just say for me, and I want to hear the ladies' view. For me, I still didn't really see the type that I would go for, but I definitely appreciated tonight's singles. I definitely appreciate the guys tonight better. I didn't see my type, but I did see a better looking bunch.
Let me tell you something. I
I
saw
know you saw your type several times over.
one in particular, but yes, they were
Okay.
all. Huh?
I said, okay, I don't know. I wish I could figure out which one that would be.
Of me?
Yeah.
Oh, you will be surprised. Well, you shouldn't be surprised. You know, but you might be surprised.
I know who okay. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, Loyalty, I see you. Let's go ahead and get into these singles because everybody is agreeing that this tonight's batch, tonight's 10 trumped the first 10. So let's just get into it. You know, we're gonna go through each member and talk a little bit about. Let's start with my man Alonzo.
He might be my dude at my job. I kind of know.
So he reminds me of a guy that I interviewed, Vigilante. I thought it was him at first.
All right.
If you guys watch this channel, I've interviewed this guy named Vigilante. And guys, I am not sure why we are not able to go both on YouTube and on Instagram. My Instagram has definitely.
Get your ass to YouTube. Get off that
Yeah,
Instagram.
go to YouTube. You guys go to YouTube because I know you guys can't see Scorpio Moe. You got to see Scorpio Moe on YouTube. He is on YouTube. I am just on here trying to get you guys to go to YouTube and the YouTube audience. So we are looking at. I started to call him Vigilante. This is Alonzo. You're looking at Alonzo.
Yeah, Alonzo. Yeah.
And okay, this is my take on Alonzo. I want to know what the ladies think. What the ladies, not hell no, Alonzo. um, so Alonzo, I felt like he came out talking about freaky stuff up front. Like that was his first. That was the very first thing that he said about a girl, like how he what stood out to him about a woman was what he could do in the bedroom. And so I felt like that automatically for me, but I'm probably not his audience. For me, that was a turn off because it showed that that's where his mind was at from the very beginning. Like, you're not really here for love. It's a hookup. And I mean, maybe most men start that way. What do you think?
It is if you're not really there for love, you do want to find your tribe. So you start early to separate the crowd. That's what he did.
I feel like it's like a shake in the ground, like to bring out the freaks.
Take the tree and see what falls, and there you go.
And it works. It works every time. And people are saying Alonzo is going to the end. I think so.
Yeah, he's kind of he's I don't know. I get clownish vibes from him.
He's tall and he's confident. He's a personality, and personalities go to the end. Trina said a good friend with benefits. I'm not mad at that.
Y'all feeling Alonzo, ladies? But you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not feeling it, but you know, hey. Yes, DeQueezy said so homegirl that says she liked nasty sex is his tribe. He did. And he, like I said, he shook the tree and the apples fell.
That's how it go.
And the apples fell. All right, I'm gonna have to let go of Instagram because I need y'all to go to YouTube so we can have this conversation over there. All right, let's go to the next. We talked about Alonzo. Some ladies say yes, some ladies say no. All right, our next single is Maya.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah. She was spilling the dress though. But
she was what?
She was spilling out the dress.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But nah.
Really?
Really?
I think she kind of looks like, first of all, I feel like she has a big face as well. I recognize her.
I love the big face women, of course.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know. My honey buddy said that she kind of looked like Taraji P. Henson. I could see that.
Version of what? Yes, yeah, I can see that. It's the eyes.
Yeah, she's a pretty. I think she was a pretty lady. Now I noticed later. You know, I had a clip that I'm gonna try to play. A lot of the guys. This isn't working. I'm sorry, guys. It didn't work out. We gotta go. A lot of the guys actually liked her, right? A lot of the guys mentioned her in their top.
Who? Mine?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm just saying.
I'm drinking your Gatorade. Okay.
I'm just saying.
All right, ladies. Okay, so we're off. All right, let's look at, here is Lamar. Now, Lamar caught me off guard.
His shirt caught me off guard. The shirt was that caught me off guard.
His shirt caught you off guard?
Yeah, his shirt was making me dizzy. I wasn't feeling his shirt.
Oh man, I gotta pull up. Wait till we get to this.
Wait
till we get to the video, because I pulled a couple of clips. So I need to refresh my memory of his shirt. But this is what caught me off guard with him. When the ladies were doing the game,
yeah,
mentioned somebody wanted threesomes and was into the going to swingers clubs. Yeah. I did not know that it was him.
I would have picked Alonzo for that, to be honest.
I did. I was sitting there. I was like, that's Alonzo. And I was tweeting. For those of you that were tweeting with me, what's up? Thank you so much for coming over, my Twitter gang. But yeah, I thought it was him. I didn't know that we have two freaky dudes in the cast this time. Now, it's funny because, well, you know what? Will from last week said ding-a-ling.
Yeah, but that was just something different in the conversation. That
was silly more than it was freaky.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah, but I didn't expect Lamar to be already talking about doing the swing. Like, I just don't know if that's the conversation you need to come out the gate with.
But
Why
if
are we coming out
you,
the gate with that?
that's what you know, so that's natural to them.
But I will say this, ladies, I feel like I didn't hear, you know what? The nude beach comment should have given it away, but I think I just wasn't. I was so locked in on Alonzo. Oh, I didn't know that is there a swinging site called FetLife? Do you know anything about that?
First of all, why are you asking me?
Well, because somebody said it in the chat, and I thought you may have known about it.
I do no such thing. Even though I do a swinger club down the street.
Fulton Industrial.
Never been there, but yeah.
I wouldn't. I'm not into that. I'm not into that. But yeah, I didn't know. Okay, so I mean, but this is the thing, ladies. This is my point. I feel like gentlemen come on the show and they say that because men only do what adds up for them later. So if they're in a group of women and they say something about liking freaky stuff and liking threesomes, they're guaranteed to know that they're going to get somebody's interest piqued, or they're going to find their tribe. So they're not lying. Like they're not doing it for no reason. They're doing it because they get a result.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Marvin, you're right. Marvin from last season. But see, Marvin was more into BDSM and
that was a whole lifestyle with son up with that. Yeah.
I mean, but it could be the same thing here. He was very honest about it and he found a tribe.
No, all cats is like that. Even the women that are really, really about that life, they honest about it. You gotta respect that.
I respect it. And actually I guess I would rather know early on.
Right.
I would rather know early on. So get it out the way. Find a girl that's cool with that. Get it out the way. I don't want
women in there. Somebody gonna be 10 with the other thing. Somebody gonna be cool with it.
True.
That's how I look at it. Yeah.
Well, I think there's a lady on this season that's cool with it.
Oh, I see her. Yeah.
All right, let's move through the group so we can get into the conversation. Okay, so this is the lady that caused all the gentlemen to go crazy. Is it Leen?
Oh, yeah, Layla.
No, it's Leen.
No, it's Layla.
Hold on now. I have the cast information. Don't try me.
Well, maybe they said Layla. I ain't crazy.
Hold on. I'm about to pull this up because they all mispronounced the word. They all mispronounced her name.
How she mispronounced her own name?
She didn't mispronounce her name. The guys gave her the one guy gave her a nickname.
Got you.
Like, I'm gonna call you Louis, say Lala or Layla.
He said Lala. He did say that.
So it's Leen.
Okay, I could remember. Okay.
Laylen. Leen. Very pretty. Very, very beautiful. It's from Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone. All right. What is your thoughts about Leen? Or Laylan? Tamasha says it's Laylan like Jordan. Very beautiful woman.
Okay.
Well, I thought that might have been your pick.
That is not her.
Really? Damn it, man. Damn it, man. That's who I would have picked.
For me?
I think so. Adrian said she was his favorite.
This is why me and you have problems already.
Oh man, I failed. Okay, I thought that. I mean, you know what? I just picked you the prettiest one there.
She is not. Once again, she is not the prettiest one there.
Okay, in my opinion, and Adrian's opinion, Adrian and I agreed.
Adrian was right last week, wrong this week. Okay.
All right. So what did you think of her?
I have no problem with her. She's a hairdresser, correct?
No, she made sure that everybody knew she had natural hair.
Oh no, she was the what's her name? No, I thought she. Hold on, she was the hairdresser.
Truck driver. She's not the truck driver. That is Patrice.
Okay, it's Patrice, Patricia, Maya, Leen, and Rashida.
Oh yes, G-Dub said Christal do better. I'm trying, guys. I really thought. No, Leen is a cybersecurity consultant.
See,
Adrian, you did say that she was the prettiest one. Okay, all right. It is subjective. We're just having a good conversation. They're all beautiful. beautiful.
Later, we'll get to mine.
Oh, beautiful. Oh no. All right, let's move on. But she's at cybersecurity. She mentioned that.
Right. No, she was cool. She was probably a good second. Yeah, I like her.
That she wants a guy that will wash her hair so that we know she has natural hair.
Right.
I'm picking up on stuff like that. And some of the guys said that they like girls with natural hair. Now, we're going to get into that conversation in just a minute, because when I was on Twitter, I was going back and forth with some people that were saying that they had an issue that a lot of times what men say they want and what they actually want are two different things. So we're going to see. We're going to see. I'm so serious with y'all talking about the tooth is missing. They're saying that I think Lamar had a missing tooth. I didn't see it, but let's see if we can see it in the smile. I don't see it, y'all. I can't blow it up. Is it over here on the side? I can see.
The fashion dude last week. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's go. This is Patrice, right? No. Hold on. That's not Patrice. What is her name? Yes, it's Patrice. She is a transportation company, like a truck driver. Now, this is the young lady that I feel like is going to be a fit with Alonzo. She mentioned she threw me off when she said that she made a machine that makes you do like 1,000 Kegels.
Right.
First of all, ma'am, where is this machine and how did you create it? And who have been a part of your focus groups? Like, I have all kinds of questions for all you.
Oh, man, y'all gonna get on my ass about this.
What is that?
What is Kegels? I don't really.
You don't know what it is?
What is that? I thought that.
I'm happy to share. So Kegels is when a woman does an exercise to make her vaginal muscles tighter.
Right. Okay. It's a vaginal exercise.
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't right. Okay. Cool.
Yes. And I've heard that they also have they have exercises as well for men.
We don't have Kegels, right?
No, not Kegels. But I'm just asking, like, she said that she created the machine. If she did, we need her on the show ASAP. Okay. I need to know what this is. I don't know if I want to do that many in that short a period of time. I don't know.
What?
I just don't. I mean, it's doing like this. I just don't know that it should be going that fast. Maybe so.
What is that supposed to do?
Well, it's supposed to give you control over supposed to give you control, Mo, so she can be able to work her muscles.
She can't work it? If it's worn out.
I can't take you.
If it's worn out. This is supposed to, okay.
Not if it's worn out.
Okay. I know a couple people that need. Okay.
Wait, I do not like you. First of all, that is not about them being worn out. If exercise is good for everybody and everything.
Okay.
Right? And it's important for a woman to have control. Okay. So someone has corrected me. Sassy Boo says it's pelvic floor exercise is not, but pelvic floor is, to me, when I think of the pelvic floor, I think of my vagina. And when you do them, it is your vagina. But I get it. It's right. It is the pelvic floor, but it's still in the vagina.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, let's just move on. I'm just saying, but she also was for her to come out and say that.
I pick her more for Alonzo than homeboy.
That's what we said.
No, we were talking about I thought it was hold on, but not Alonzo.
Alonzo is the one that said you pick her more for Lamar?
No, he was right. Yeah, for him. No, hell no, not Lamar. Yeah,
no, I pick her for Alonzo.
That makes sense. I got you.
Yeah, because now, funny enough, I get her and the other young lady with the blonde hair kind of confused.
Yes.
Tina.
Piercing, right here.
Now, wait a minute. What?
One has a piercing.
Which one has the piercing?
I want to say
Patrice.
Damn, which one got the piercing? Hold up.
Let's pull her back up. There is that her? That I would assume that she would have the piercing because she has the tats.
Piercing, yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Moving on to Vanessa. Vanessa is a flight attendant. Now, this is good.
This is the one that I picked.
Really?
Hell, Vanessa is the classy. Hell yeah. Let me tell you something. You make love.
I am so shocked.
You make sweet love to Vanessa. That's what you do.
I am so shocked. And I'm going to tell you why. I am so shocked because I feel like I can relate to her the most because I feel like she is a good girl.
What you think I want? I want a good, what the hell?
No, you have not chosen the good girls in the past. Okay. But no. And then you always say, I'm about to put you out because you always say that flight attendants are not usually always you say that they have a personality that is kind of flighty, they're free spirits, and it never works.
They are, but she might change my mind. Listen, if they would have kicked that woman off, boy, I might not even be on this show right now.
Where would you be? In
Texas? I would have went to bed. That would have made me mad.
Okay, E says she knew it. She said she knew that you were going to say that, all except for the sweet love. I did not expect you to say.
Let me tell you,
he has dated a lot of airline. He has dated a lot of flight attendants. Can I just tell you guys that? A bunch.
Listen, man.
I'm surprised you.
Vanessa is classy. You wife that. That's wife material. I don't know about them other ladies, but you wife that.
I am so surprised. You have blown me out of the water tonight.
I like a lady, just so you know.
Please. When did this start? 2024?
I haven't found one, don't mean I don't like them.
No. I'm just saying, okay, so let me ask you this. Mo.
Yeah.
Okay. Before the last few years, yeah, who would you have picked? If you were just looking for a good time.
Oh, that's something totally different now.
Okay.
All the other ladies. Except one that they kicked off. She had to go anyway. I ain't like her attitude.
Really? I knew they were gonna. I knew she was going home. Let's move along.
Yeah,
let's move along. Okay, I'm shocked. I was okay. So I'll just tell you guys now. Vanessa got my vote for best dressed. I thought she was dressed beautifully. Yeah. She has a nice figure. She wasn't showing it all off. She was natural. Wait a minute. You don't do dreads.
You never mind what I do. I do a lot of stuff for Vanessa. You don't never mind.
I'm calling your bluff. You guys remember when he told you I hooked him up with two girls? One of those girls was kind of like Vanessa.
That's because that girl made her own soap and deodorant, Christal.
I'm not laughing.
She did.
I don't know anything about that, but I do know that she was pretty and she was. I've never seen you date a woman with natural hair.
Let me tell you something. Vanessa is the one. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, I'm surprised. We're gonna see how long, because I feel like you like Koshia, and that's the opposite of Vanessa.
No, I like that's the flip side. There's Moe and there's yeah.
And I just make sure the chat knows that I automatically knew he liked Koshia. Now he's trying to like Vanessa, but it would not work. You trying it. You got them thinking that they know that. No, I'm telling you, I know this Negro.
No. You know spend the night with. That's what I like to spend my life with.
No, oh my God. You and your bars. I have met all your main chicks, and ain't nan one of them been natural.
And why do you think I'm single now?
Well, maybe you learn, but not nan one. Not nan one has been natural.
It's about the character and how she presented herself. She presented herself like a lady. Let's go on to another guy. Let's go.
I'm coming back to you. I'm coming back because I need Gun Boss to back me up. That is not all right. Going on to Chaz. This is my favorite.
I like Chaz.
I like him, and
Chaz.
I think that this goes to my point that I feel like there are more conservative guys in that area more than it would be like in Atlanta or something like that. I like him, and I think that he's more mature than LaRon. So he's gonna now be my favorite.
No, we look like
who?
Remember Jones' husband?
Who?
I think it was Jones.
Oh no, not the one no.
The funny one. Yeah, he looked like him.
I don't think so.
He cool.
I like that from the record.
And I like Chaz for Vanessa. I like Chaz.
I like Chaz for Vanessa too. Now let me ask you this, because on Twitter I was going back and forth and people said that Chaz was saying that he doesn't like, because that quote was his about not liking fake hair and lashes and and fake hair, lashes, and a lot of makeup. And a lot of ladies were like, yeah, but watch and see, he gonna end up liking one of the ladies with fake hair and lots of makeup. And now he obviously liked Vanessa, but he also liked Rashida as well. And she did have, as a hairdresser, she did have the long blonde hair. So do you think that he was being honest about liking her, or do you think he was just trying to pick two?
What was the body part that he said he liked?
I don't know.
He liked women, and that's what she was. So he liked that about it, but that was it.
Say it again. He liked what?
He liked women with the the joints.
The girls?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, but there were he did say well endowed, but a bunch of ladies there had.
And hold on, as a man, you're not supposed to say that, right?
I've never heard that said before. I was a little thrown off by that.
Somebody didn't want to repeat. That just sound weird. Suspect.
It did sound weird. Did y'all think that? Because I was just like, I don't know. I've never heard a woman called well endowed.
Yeah, that sound a little funny.
That was weird. But voluptuous is a better way to put it. I like voluptuous. I've heard voluptuous. I've never heard well endowed. But yeah, I think it seemed like all the women were voluptuous.
Yeah. Pick the hell of a group was.
All right, so let's talk about Patricia. So I don't know why she has that jacket on in this picture. Everybody else's picture is not like that. Like nobody else has on a jacket but her. I don't know why she has that jacket on. And that red is really pretty on her skin. I don't know why she has that jacket on. She talked about she was talking, and Adrian and I were watching together, and he was just like she's talking about how to making a woman feel safe, and I was just a lot of talking.
Oh, those conversations be like that sometimes.
So what do you do when that's happening?
Yawn.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you, what do you do? And to any gentlemen that are in the chat, I think it's a great question. What do you do to make a woman feel safe? Not run. What do you do? If a woman asks you that, I'm asking you right now, Mo, what do you do to make a woman feel safe? If you were on a date with Vanessa, what do you do to make her feel safe?
I feel like that's a trick question. It's a loaded question.
No, just answer the question.
If she says, what do you do to make a woman feel safe? I need more detail. I don't know. That feels like a loaded question. If I say what, Kay, but I don't like.
I'm saying, like, what would you do? What do you do?
If we're in the house, like what? If I'm out of town and you're home, like what? You gotta be.
When do you need to be safe in a relationship? Because I'm assuming she's saying that a woman may not feel safe in the relationship.
With me?
Yes.
What kind of like physically safe?
Emotionally safe.
Is it like safe sharing? Like what is safe?
What is so emotionally safe, Mo?
Oh, let her feel like she can talk to me. Like I don't judge her. If we talk like that,
I can't tell you what your answer should be, but
I would say be more specific, lady. You
okay, you know what? Forget you. I will say this, and I have look what Adrian got me today. Just out of the blue.
What is that?
It's a teddy bear. And
That make you feel safe?
shut up. It says XOXO.
Okay.
I like it. But he was like, so it says XOXO because I have my XOXO merch coming. So yes, but
Okay.
I will tell you what he did to make me feel safe.
Yeah.
He was consistent. And I'm talking about emotionally safe. Now, what he's done to make me feel physically safe is we went horseback riding at another location. We went horseback riding on our first date. And we went horseback riding at this other place. And the guy, like, nobody was speaking to us. And I felt I was like kind of getting nervous. And he had that gun on his hip. And I know he don't play, he's real quick to pull his gun. So he had his gun and he was like, we're good. Just, he calmed me down and we got on the horses. And then the guy that was taking us out, because I was just like, is this guy gonna try to take us out and hang us in the field? Or so he had the gun. So I know he will make me feel physically safe, but he also was consistent, which made me feel emotionally safe, which I think is the most important thing.
Okay.
Because if a man is not consistent, then it's hard for you to trust him. So that's what I would say.
Okay. Okay. But for me to tell her, it just feels so. Tell me what you would do to make me feel good, and then you just give some.
I feel good, but feel safe, and I think that's a big deal.
Or if somebody telling you what would you do for them, or what can you do for them, I just feel like just let them do them, and if they do it, they do it. If they're not, if not. But if I have to put it out there, you're gonna give me some generic fake answer. It just don't feel right. Let me do me, and if you feeling it, and if you feel away, then you feel away. If you don't, you don't. But for me to tell you, if I tell a woman, I feel like she's gonna tell me what I want to hear.
But I'm asking you, like, as a man who knows that a lot of times women, if especially for somebody like yourself, up until recently, you worked in nightlife,
Yeah.
and in addition to what you do, that's like your side hustle was nightlife and entertainment. So I would think that I could understand how a woman dating you. I mean, you have a friend, a best friend that's a girl.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you have other best friends as well, but I know there's a lot that can make a woman feel insecure. So what would you do to make her feel like she's doesn't have anything to be worried about?
I think if she sees the way I move, I just feel weird asking that because I just feel like, well, what are you doing this checklist? Look, if I'm out of town, I'm gonna tell you to stay in the house. You'll be safe in your house. Stay in the house. No, I'm joking, but I don't know. Like when we out, we move in a certain way. Like she's. I don't know, man. For me to say, it just feels weird. But no one's ever complained or felt like, well, I don't feel safe, or can you carry your gun tonight? Because I don't know about
Yeah, I mean, Alexia said you can't ask that you experienced it or not. Interesting. So Hazel Eyes, I'm Hazel Eyes. I was married for 20 years and my husband was consistent, but he wasn't trustworthy. That's interesting. And I could definitely delve deeper into that.
I
I think for me, the reason that I felt like his consistency made me feel safe was because a lot of times if a man shows the interest in you, I felt safe that his interest was genuine because he was consistent. Because a lot of times you can have a person that shows interest, but then they become inconsistent. I mean, my girlfriends and I talk about this all the time. It's hard to find a man who does everything he says he's going to do.
now, I'm glad you said that. Now, see, I do that. I'm a man of my word. But let me ask you this: at what point did you find out it was consistent and not bullshit?
That took a while because I was very skeptical for a long time. A long time.
So was that part on you or was that part on him?
Well, I mean, that part is just what it is with dating and getting to know somebody. Like you can't just give up, your trust to someone that hasn't earned it, but you can't give your trust to someone that hasn't earned it, but you also you can't make them pay for someone else's mistake. So it really is all on me letting you show me who you are. And I think that takes I probably so we met in February and we started dating in February, and by like July, August, I started to feel like, okay, that's, and then I think for my birthday, when not that it's not the thing, but I do say, you know, my love language is gifts, but it was more like the things that he did consistently to show me that he really cared. So trying to make sure that I wasn't working too hard, trying to make sure that my life was more convenient. It was consistent, but also it was consistent in trying to spend time. But it did take a long time. And I will say this, and I don't need you to, co-sign that in the comments, Gun Boss, because he's like, sheesh, a very long time. Yeah, it did. It took a long time. I mean, reality is with people that have been hurt, it's going to take a long time, especially women that are not. A lot of times I think men prefer women that just give their heart up very easily. You know
I
what I
don't
mean?
necessarily prefer it. What they do is it makes him a believer that men want to feel like too. So if you do that, we feel like you like us. If not, then we don't know.
What's going on your screen?
What the fire? What the heck was that?
I don't know.
I didn't do nothing.
Y'all do fireworks on Moe?
I don't know what that was. But like, I think that's perceived the wrong way.
Yeah.
We know that we're genuinely liked as well. And we know you're not going to do that unless we are. So that's what that is. It's not about we don't. That's all that's coming from.
I think that it might have been a little bit much for the conversation today, which is probably why she went home. But I also think that when you're on this show, like a lot of times people are not, they're nervous and they don't know what to say, and they feel, you know, there's a lot of competition. You know, a lot of times you're not necessarily, you know, looking at the competition in their face and watching the guys that you may be attracted to hit on other women. Right. So I think, I mean, I don't know. I do think that was a little bit much for a first conversation, but I don't think that it necessarily meant that she really wasn't ready to love, you know. I agree with Temper LeBlue. She says women scare men in general. She was just being honest. I agree with that. I didn't think she did anything really over the top. Like last, you know, the previous seasons, people have done and on last Friday, I feel like 2 or 3 people could have went home that did worse things than that.
Yeah, especially Homeboy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think she's a beautiful girl. You know, it's unfortunate that she went home. Our last single is Rashida. Now, like I said, her and Patrice look a lot alike to me. I know it's not because of their skin tone, but I mean, some of that probably is the blonde hair and the fair skin tone. But I also think their features look alike. Like I think they could look like sisters.
Oh, absolutely. I said the same thing. I actually wrote that down. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's pretty. Now they probably look different if they have different color hair. Now Rashida is the one that is a hairdresser.
Yeah, buddy, she gonna cost you a grip. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Well, that's the one that talked to Chaz as well, and she said that she noted what he mentioned. I like the fact that he was honest with her about the fact that he does not like fake, you know, hair and nails and stuff, and I like the fact that she was confident and saying that I know that men don't like that, but this is who I am. But I also am just complimenting who I am. Like, I don't need it. Don't let it this fool you. I don't need it. I like that. I thought that was good.
Every time I heard a woman say they don't need it, they don't feel confident without it though. If you don't need it, you'll feel confident. You know, when they don't and they're running out real quick, they feel the need to explain they don't have it on. And that's not. If you explain it, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I got you. I got
eyes, I can see, but I can see.
All right, let me. What did you think about? So, what did you think about her interaction? It's interesting that she did interact with Chaz, because I feel like for him saying that I feel like I'm surprised that he didn't really have a connection with Leen, since she obviously was very natural. Leen and Vanessa were probably the most natural women there. And I thought that was interesting that he was attracted to one of the women that did seem that had the most fake stuff on.
Rashida was ready to move to the suburbs. I know that. And she had to
no, she was like, she was ready to go. She was ready to go to the suburbs. She mentioned that. And that was, you know, I guess men like that, if you're honest about
he gotta like you first before you like that. He likes
did it feel a little it felt a little thirsty to me.
A little thirst quenching, yes.
It felt a wee bit thirsty to me.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah, I thought so. You know, but all right, let's get into the ladies. Hold on, I'm pulling these clips because I want to play this. I want to play one of the clips from tonight with the gentlemen deliberating because I really, you know, I do like the fact that we're doing this 10 and 10, but I feel like the guys that were on the first show are going to feel like they were cheated with the ladies on the second.
I will tell you that. That's, you know, but somebody gonna come in and say today, but you're right. I thought that too.
Yeah. But I think the ladies too, because I mean the guys were definitely, I felt like, you know,
guys from the other one wasn't that.
I just like what was his name? Laron,
yeah.
Now, I'm wondering how this is going to be interesting when he merges these two together. I can't wait for next Friday because merging these two groups together is going to be interesting. So let's watch these clips from deliberation and then talk a little bit about what the ladies are going to do. The ladies, okay. So hey, you seven, her seven says the ladies are still more impressive. I think that's just going to be the case. Period. I think that's the case in real life. Like if I go to a club, and we've talked about this before, you and I, we go to a club. I think the percentage of men that I'm attracted to, me personally, is around 10%.
Okay.
Now, I think the percentage of women that are beautiful in the club, if I'm going here in Atlanta, or even if I go someplace else, I would say the number of women that are attractive are usually around 80%.
Okay. That is true once they're out.
Are you saying not in the house?
God damn it, I gotta stop saying that. But yes, that's the thing. Like, I think once you get all that off and you're standing there, that number drops. That number drops.
Okay, so once you take off the lashes and the makeup and the hair,
yeah, the number drops. And I get it. I'm just saying we're comparing made up stuff to like, okay, these men they're getting a haircut and they're going out here. Just
and let's hope that they keep it shaved if it's bald. Let's hope.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. But
so okay? Let me ask you this though. I mean, let's be honest, right? So, do you think that it's such a drop because of how much makeup women are putting on? Because I will tell you this, I don't mind putting myself out here. All right, I've started wearing my natural hair, right?
Yeah.
But it's probably going to go up next month. I'm probably going to get a sew in again next month. So I've been wearing my natural hair for the last couple of months just to give it a break because I had braids for quite a while.
Okay.
But when I do this show, I would do this show with my natural hair, and one of my gay friends called me, especially when I started doing Ready to Love, the interviews that started this channel, called me and was like, "Oh, Christal, you look a hot mess," right? He was like, "You look a hot mess." He was like, he was like, "Sis, I could have got you in with one of the the Atlanta celebrity stylists to do your hair." He was like, "That is not going to work," and I just have my natural hair. So, and even if I go like tomorrow, I have an event to go to. I have a brunch that I'm being honored along with some other women. I know I am not going to look as fancy as the other women with my natural hair, right? That's just the reality. So I'm wondering if you guys are so used to all the contour, even all the makeup and stuff. Sometimes I feel like when I come on here, I should put on a lot more makeup and I should put on lashes because that's how, wait a minute. You just said that when you see women in the club, because they're so made up, they look pretty. And then when you get them home, they're done. But maybe let me finish. Maybe it's just taking everything off and being used to a woman that's natural. When I was watching the Freaknick documentary, and it's so crazy how when that was during my college years, 95, 97, I never wore fake hair. I never wore lashes. There were no girls that had their bodies done. I never had on a bunch of makeup. It might have been powder and lip gloss and mascara. But when you look at those videos, the women men will say they look busted. And it's not, it just looks natural. I think that y'all get so used to all that over the top stuff that when a woman comes out natural, you say that you appreciate it, but the reality is you're used to looking at that other stuff when you go out.
No, we're dominated because we're used to seeing it, and then after a while, you just give up. Remember, at one point, you'll see Def Comedy Jam and all these shows, and they used to make fun of the women, horsehair, so on and so forth, and then all that stopped because everywhere you look, it's it, and then you just be like, we just deal with it. And a lot of times you say, well, we don't look pretty. Maybe you just don't look. Some of the women just don't look pretty without makeup. Because guess what? Some women do without makeup. So what is wrong with them? And then
are we talking about features? Are we talking about skin pretty? What are we talking about?
All of it. I know somebody right now, and I hope they don't watch this show because they're gonna know I'm talking about it. But they're naturally pretty, but they did a photo shoot and did all this makeup, and they look like a man dressed up like a lady. I'm like, why'd you do that?
Yeah, I will say this. A lot of times when you get one of these people, somebody said in the comments that beat your face. I have looked at myself because I have big eyes, and I'll be like, I don't want to look like a trans. I don't want to look like that. I just want to look like Christal, just enhanced. But a lot of times, if you put on all that makeup, it is it does make you look, very over the top.
Beautiful. I'm not saying the women don't look beautiful with I like it. It's cool. I'm just saying there's some women that don't do it, and they're cool too. But I just hate when I hear women, whenever I see them and they be like, oh, excuse me, I don't have and it's almost a little sad. And I'm like, Dad, you really feel a way about looking like you.
But let me ask you this though, Mo. So the women we've talked about this, and hey, Digla, we've talked about this, and for you to say that what is your percentage? What is the percentage of women that you think are pretty without makeup on?
I think it's way bigger than what it is. I come from an era they didn't do the eyelashes. They didn't.
Right. That's what we're talking about.
So I found them very pretty. And I just don't. And we did the other stuff. It starts to become, they would do it for prom. They would do it for, you know what I mean? But now that's the everyday look, and they feel comfortable. My sister, we used to walk to school, and there was an old abandoned truck that had a mirror on the side. Mm-hmm. My sister was not allowed to wear makeup.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't either.
She would sneak and do her hair. I used to see her in that mirror doing her makeup, and then she used to come home and wipe it off. That one day she forgot.
It always happens.
And she was
always happens.
And my grandmother asked her about makeup, and my sister act like she knows why the makeup was on her face.
Yeah, I remember I couldn't wear makeup until I was 16.
She looked way more grown than what she should have.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing? None of these guys in this school care. They liked you for how you looked, and you did that. What is the goal at that point? What are you trying to do? In fact, men and men in lounges at 25. Where you're
everybody's women always have tried to look older. That's until they get older, and then they want to look younger. But I got beating I remember one time I was not supposed to wear makeup. I wasn't 16 until I was a senior in high school, which was really unfair. Okay, so my mom, I remember I would sneak and put makeup on too and then take it off before my mom got home. And then one day I came home and I forgot I had the makeup on. She got off early and she grabbed my eye and pulled it out and the mascara came off.
Woo. Woo.
really doing a lot. Okay, she was not. Jackie was no joke. I was just like, I can't win with this lady here, man.
Who
But
used to wear makeup early? You know who?
who?
Them old women that be in the bar right now in their 60s, damn near 70s, at the end of the bar with the long catsuit on, smoking long cigarettes.
I don't think that happens anymore, Mo.
Oh, yes, they do. So what are you fellas doing this evening? Those ladies right there.
What are you fellas doing? What are you fellas getting into? Yeah, you're right. I can't imagine being in high school now with the lace fronts and lashes. They are putting lace fronts on babies now, but
They're wearing clothes to school. The women in college, like the grown thing is crazy right now.
yeah, it is. But I will say this, every season, and I've said this before, every season guys complain about women wearing too much makeup on this show in particular. Now, I will say this, on Ready to Love, a lot of times the ladies don't have a professional makeup artist. They don't have that. So a lot of times we see, and TV is definitely different. You definitely look different with in front of the television lights in high definition. Everybody has HD TVs. So I understand why the women want to wear makeup to be on television, because it does hide some of your flaws. But if you don't know how to apply makeup for that, it can actually look worse, specifically if you don't get your skin tone right. And as women of color, we all have beautiful different colors, and some of us have yellow undertones, some have red undertones, and a lot of times it's difficult to get your color perfect. So I ask people to be a little bit easy and have grace with some of the women because they don't get their color right. But I also understand it's got to be very, very, it's a lot of pressure when you're going to be on television.
Moe need to be told when to hush.
Yeah, I think men are hard on women because I mean, y'all,
if you guys are hard on guys with their hairline, as soon as we say one thing or certain men have a preference, it's like, oh, we shouldn't because she's a woman. But y'all have no problem criticizing men. That's like, I don't understand that.
Well, you know what? I have something for you tonight. I brought something for you because I want us to try this, and I want you to agree that we can try something different for your look as we go into 2023. I know we have to do a photo shoot for our podcast, and so I want us to try this look. Are you open? Look,
Wait,
I want to try a look.
Can I know the look?
Yeah, I'm going to show it to you. I brought it for you tonight. I'm going to play it, but I'm just saying I want us to try something just for the laughs of the chat.
Listen, man, this better not be nothing crazy. I'm telling you right now.
I just think we should do it for the chat. Are you open? Just say yes.
I'll think about it. Let me see what you got.
Well, thank you. She even told me she doesn't even feel like writing anymore.
What? Oh.
The phone, so got to give her a break here. She even told me she doesn't even feel like writing anymore.
What?
That's allhiphop.com. What movie is that?
I don't know, but that man look like a damn fool.
What movie is that?
Well, thank you. She even told me she doesn't even feel like writing anymore.
What? Oh.
The phone, so
the whole hairline.
Come on, man.
Come on, Mo. I think we should try it. I think we should try it.
I seen better wigs on Tubi.
I think we should just try. That's not Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I want to know what movie that is. I feel like it may be new. And it's hilarious that Tyler seriously is known for the wigs in these shows. Mo, I really think we should try it. I've told you this before. I think we should try it.
What are you doing?
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Well, you remember I cut my hair that time and you told a bad story about it. When I cut my hair into a bob.
But see, the thing is, I would never subject these people to that. Just, I would never let y'all see that, just so you know. You have me with the, come on.
No. I think it would be, I mean, I would like to see it.
I thought you were going to tell me wear a cowboy outfit or some shit.
I think we should, I think you should do hair. I think, because first of all, hair makes people look totally different.
You got pictures of me wearing hair. You can put them up there.
I think I want to see it now. I want to see it now.
You,
Today.
I was gonna. I thought about it one time. I talked myself out of it.
We talked about it, and then you told me you got mad at me about it, but you brought it up.
Yeah, I was gonna do the little cause it's thin right here and right here. In all my dreams, I have hair, so I just think that's a sign.
What does your hair look like in the dreams?
Like my hair did.
I'm saying, is it long? Is it short? Is it in a ponytail? Is it in a man bun?
Curly like it was. I just
How long was it?
I didn't have when I it's not important. Listen.
I'm just asking questions. You're not telling me what
it varies in my dreams. It's not cascading down my back.
You're not looking like Aquaman.
I am not.
That's what I'm doing over here, ladies. I'm growing it out. All right, let's check out these clips of from tonight. You're no fun. I just think we should do one just for shits and giggles.
And that's just 6 of them. Nice. All right. So listen, y'all have the entire day to get to know these ladies. So I want you to tell me who you connecting with, all that, whatever you want to say.
I feel like I'm connecting with Maya in the game. She's there, she's listening. This feels genuine. I love how she carries herself like a lady. I really like Maya. She has a really strong sex appeal. Of course, she's very funny.
Yeah.
Vanessa, I was able to learn a lot about her. I like her thought process. She's very clear on what she's looking for. And Rashida, she's real bubbly. She has a nice vibe about her.
Alonzo.
Patrice. You said it's like my roller skating. Everything just seems to flow. And Leen, yeah. Coming out, I thought it was gonna be a little bit more, but now she just opened up.
Leen, I mean, there's something about her.
There's something.
It's something.
All y'all know what's up, man. All y'all understand your name?
I hear some of the guys got the same interests I got. I mean, I was cool. My fight was good love.
She's ready to get to the meat of the potatoes. Who are you feeling? Alonzo, he seems so.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna go to the ladies in a second, but I didn't see the missing tooth, ladies. I didn't see the missing tooth. Yeah. I didn't see it. I guess I'm the only one that didn't see it. Now I'm gonna be looking every time. Not he's wearing a pastoral shirt.
Yo, it was the shirt and socks combo because he had his leg. Yo, that shit was crazy.
I didn't like the shirt, but I didn't notice the missing tooth. I want to talk about Jonathan.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Jonathan because I did not. They said they saw a brand on Jonathan. I didn't like the way he said he wasn't into Rashida. Did y'all see that?
I did.
I thought that was kind of, he was like, not for me. I was like, okay.
But see, you're basing on just because she's pretty, you be thinking the men should just be down.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I liked him at first. I thought it was kind of strange for him to. I did like the fact that he said that he was being vulnerable when he said he didn't have a lot of self-esteem when he was growing up. Did you find that normal? Him saying that he practiced like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
No. What that we had a conversation. I told you a lot of times us men, like we don't see and experience, like we get our stuff from records, TV, movies. And when he said that, I was thinking about that. I was like, see, I told Christal. But I also think he's a little full of shit too. He looks like a Jonathan we know. A little bit.
A little thinner, but kinda. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
I can see that.
He knows how to milk it. I believe that.
I will say that. It's funny because when Alonzo was saying that, not Alonzo, but Chaz was saying that he wanted to watch the sunrise. It looks like God painted a sunset. Adrian was just like, I was like, see, I like that.
No, he got that from a book of
I think Chaz meant it.
Women
I like it.
Women fall in love with what they hear. Men fall in love with what they see.
That's true. But at least I will say this: at least these guys seem more mature than some previous seasons so far. Jonathan seemed more mature. He honestly admitted he'd been married before. Chaz seems mature. but I do think that Chaz I think that he's a corporate person. I believe that people are, whatever their job is, it tells you a lot about them.
Chaz got that from a Babyface record. I'm gonna go through Babyface catalog. That nigga got that shit from somewhere.
No, he didn't. Maybe he really just likes the hand-painted look of a sunset. I like it. I believe him. Why? This first thing Adrian was like, "That's a game," and I was like,
"Your husband's telling you."
He said stuff like that.
If my homeboy was next to me, he'd be like, "You know what? That's sunset." I'd be like,
"Well, not to you. Obviously, it's not important to say it to you."
Then he'll be laughing. He'd be like, "Nah, I'm gonna tell that to a woman one
day." So a man can't say something sweet unless it's game.
No, but it's a little too.
I believe Chaz meant it.
That's a Babyface lyric, I'm telling you.
I believe Chaz meant it. Adrian said it's Luther, which is even worse because Luther was not playing on our team. All right, let's look at the ladies' conversation.
Feeling. Alonzo, he seems so fun. And I want to have a good fun time. While the guys are deliberating, I mean, we're deliberating too. We're talking about who we're feeling, who we're not, and it's still interesting to know who's on the top of the list going forward. I would say my conversations with Chaz were the best. We had a lot in common. Jonathan, we just naturally flow, you know what I mean?
No, and y'all know, Maya cannot be sent home tonight.
Yeah.
So with her out of the picture, I want y'all to tell me who you're not fitting.
This connection for me will be Rashida. I see her more as a friend, more as a homegirl. I don't see me being in a relationship with her.
No, I wanted to talk to her, see if it was a connection.
Right.
Not for me.
Chaz.
Patricia. It sounds like she may have a little guard from past relationships. Patricia. She seems to have some type of shell. I can work with it, but she has to feel protected in order to let those guards down. And then Vanessa. We get along very well, but I don't see anything going further than that. Vanessa, she probably didn't leave it all out on the table. She probably was just like
holding back.
Exactly.
All right. So this is what we're gonna do. I want y'all to gather the ladies.
Yeah, that shirt was wild.
You see how he'd be like with Vanessa? I don't think it'll go. Nigga, she don't want you.
Not Mo taking up for his girl.
Listen, man. If they would have, man, listen. I'm telling you.
I am so shocked. I am so shocked that you really liked Vanessa. I just knew it was gonna be Leen. I just knew it.
Like a lady, hey, classy lady. I like classy ladies. I do. I take my time with classy ladies. Loose ladies I need to get to know tonight.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. So with the lady that you had that was that you found out was a little few years past the years that she told you, was she like that? Was she a lady?
Which one was this? What are you saying?
The one that you found out she was her years were a little
Oh, yeah, that's the reason why I found out a couple years later her years.
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
Yeah. She carried herself like a lady, and I did like that. I did like that.
Okay.
I did like that.
All right. I'm impressed. But I do want to just point out that I did. So my friend was a lady.
Yeah, all right. You keep trying to sell me on this woman.
No, I'm just saying, but she was a lady though, right?
She was. It don't mean she was for me. Now Vanessa was for me. That's I was,
And you guys were right. I did also see that Jonathan had on a pearl choker.
Here's the other thing.
It was a choker.
No, corny dudes, you never supposed to wear a chain outside of a button shirt. That is the corniest. I hate that. Don't do that.
That was really weird. That was really odd that he had on a pearl choker on the outside of his shirt.
Yeah, don't do that.
So let me ask you for the guys, who is best dressed for you tonight?
Chaz.
Okay.
Chaz.
I would go for that as well. And I do feel like Vanessa was my best dressed because I like the fact, I think she has a great shape. I would love to be that tall and all Amazoned out. But she dressed like she you know, had class and didn't have to show everything. I like that. And then I would say my next one would be, well, I'll say Vanessa. That was my best dress.
Yeah, classy. I like that.
Okay, they're saying he's African. He was wearing African beads. I'm fine with wearing African beads. I don't need him to be on the outside of the shirt.
I don't care. Yeah, that's cool. It'd be African, but the outside of the button-up shirt, all the way buttoned up, is not.
Yeah, I just didn't. I wasn't a fan of it. I wasn't a fan. But yeah, we got Vanessa and Chaz as our best dressed. And let me ask you, would you go out with Patricia if you met her out? Because I feel like the person that was let go, we don't know if she's ready to love or not. But did you find her off-putting, her conversation off-putting tonight?
No, here's the thing. If someone is not filling the room, she's going to be a little guarded.
True.
Pretty, you know, some women, not all, some women are not interested in anyone in the room, but they'll still be friendly.
Mm-hmm.
She was very short. Vanessa at times with the one brother was very short.
She was not interested.
And I, at that point, I just be like, move. It's embarrassing. Even the one lady left.
Yeah.
She was uncomfortable. It felt weird. I know it. It felt weird watching it, so I can imagine. But when a woman is short with you guys, leave.
Yeah.
Say nice to meet you and exit stage left.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good sign. That's true. But I think she was a beautiful lady. I think she wasn't she probably didn't have any of the guys that she was feeling tonight.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah. I wonder if she would have, I'm interested to see who is going to connect with the people from last Friday. I think LaRon's mind is going to be blown. I think all the guys' mind is going to be blown. Not that there weren't beautiful women there last week, but I think this set is a little bit more lively. Definitely got some firecrackers, and I guess there were more women. This group, there was 6 women to 4 men, and last time it was reversed, right?
Right. I think Chaz, he might take a gander at Koshia, but Koshia too much for him.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna like that.
But he gonna look at it though. He gonna like what he see. He gonna like it. Trust me. He gonna like what he see. But
I did pick you liking Koshia, so I'm not too far off.
Tell you, man. All the dudes that's want to settle down is looking for Vanessa. Trust me. All the dudes that's in settling down mode.
You are recently looking for a Vanessa. Recently.
Oh, I've been looking for Vanessa for 10 years. It ain't my.
I'm gonna give you 5.
Have you introduced me to a Vanessa? Hell no.
I said yes.
You did not introduce me to a Vanessa.
I did too.
And it was so embarrassing because at your wedding, I parked right next to that girl and we walked to the wedding at the same time.
You said that. You said
that. A whole nother woman that looked good.
Who did you bring to my wedding?
She's in Dallas now too. The chick I brought to you. Her name is Eric.
I don't even remember.
Oh yeah, you remember. Everybody remembered.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I probably was doing other things on my wedding besides checking out your chick.
And then we sat next to her. I was like, oh man.
Sat next to her?
Like she was
at the table?
We were in the same row at your wedding. Not the table. Not the
okay, I was like, did y'all sit down to eat next to her? God dang.
Right next to her, and then we were sitting in the same row.
Oh, well, hey. Anyway. All right. Well, all right. I'm excited. This season is going to be good. Now I feel better. I was a little concerned about this season with the first group, but now I feel like we got some players to play. We got some players in the game. My only prediction is that Alonzo and Patrice are a match made in heaven because he mentioned her tattoos. If she has that lip ring thing, I'm sure that probably is another sign that she's with the shits and he's into that. What did you think about him bringing up the sex talk and then girl saying that she liked it nasty?
I like, but all of it's a bad move. And then especially, but if you don't know what you're competing with in the other room.
Why do you say it was a bad move?
I just think anytime I don't think you rush into that.
Yeah, I don't. But for her, even for Rashida to say it's got to be nasty, like I'm not mad at that, but I feel like you don't have to say that initially.
I mean, if
Just
you
my
gonna
opinion.
answer, okay. If not, don't answer at all.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think you gotta. I mean, we are all grown, and I guess at this point, everybody knows that everybody is doing, that. But
maybe she was trying to up the other girl, and say something that she didn't. I don't know.
yeah, I agree with Ish. If you say nasty, you're gonna attract nasty. Like I think every grown person is going to try to enjoy their significant other when it comes to sex. But I don't think you have to be talking about that right now. Like it's just too much. And it does typecast you because, not shy, so shy sideshow Zoe. I don't like the hair in a knot. I'm not into that, but I know that women that are, he has the long dreads, that's part of his thing. I think he's not a bad looking guy. I don't like that. I don't like it.
Yeah, but he seemed a little silly too, and a little just.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. What was he doing? I mean, but he also seems like he, you know what? When he was talking to the girls, I think it was Lamar was talking, and Vanessa was very short with him, and there was another lady there. I think that Adrian said he's probably trying to see who is fun and who doesn't take themselves too seriously. I'm sorry, I keep calling them dreads, and it's locks, not dreads. I'm sorry, Alexa. She's texting me. She has put that several times. Locks, not dreads. All right. I'm sorry.
Goofy. That's what I thought too.
You said what?
Keisha loves that he's goofy. I think so too.
Yeah. Yeah. But do you think that Lamar was trying to see do you think he was trying to see who didn't take themselves too seriously, or do you think he was just trying to see who was open to be a little nasty?
Yeah, I think he was trying to find his tribe early. And if that's what it is, I'm not mad at that. Like, if that's who you are, you come to that and you want to separate yourself from me, because you would never work with a Vanessa. You would never work with a
You serious?
Huh?
I said, you serious on that, aren't you? You stand on business with Vanessa.
Damn straight.
Okay. People said Mika is gonna have I think so too. I think Mika is gonna put some pressure on the group tonight. I think Shamika and Koshea. I think Mika is definitely, this. It seems like this group. I'm not saying it's just there's so much. They just seem more lively. Like, this is just a livelier bunch. It's going to be interesting to see how they mesh with April and the other girls that seem a little bit more reserved.
Right.
I agree. I think Lamar is unserious as well, but Adrian made a point that sometimes men just want to see who can have fun and who's going to be really serious all the time. But you
got a chance to, like, this is the first,
Yeah, I'm not talking with you about sex the first time we sit down and have a conversation. Like, no, sir. And if you do, then that lets me know that I'm not interested. You know what I mean?
That's all we saying. If they're not loved, then they're gonna be there for that.
I know. We saw in the trailer for next week, William is trying to branch out. It just does. I just don't think that's going to work.
It's not.
It's not going to work, William.
It is not, William.
And not Willie. I think Will totally be unmatched. Totally unmatched. Because even though, like Will said, ding-a-ling, even though Lamar is talking about sex parties and Alonzo is talking about sex, they're not saying ding. Like, it's just they're a little bit more mature.
But they're not even
not
like filling you out, and they just going in to me.
Yeah, I don't like that. But let me ask you this. We keep having conversations about the fact that this group, they played that game that Tommy played tonight was called Good Looks Good on Paper, right? And I feel like somebody was like, oh, well, that means that this show, they have been recruiting people based on paper. I do think that the casting agents for this show are looking at Instagram and reaching out to people based on what they look like to make for good TV.
Why not? I mean, if you got followers, when I was doing the club thing and I would hire girls, I would a lot looks. I asked how many followers you have. Let me see your Instagram. Let me see your social media. That helps.
Yeah. Let me pull up Chaz's profession. I do think Lamar has temperamental energy because we see him in 2 different clips getting into it with the lady, and that just doesn't make sense for a man to be getting into it with ladies.
He's a little Benny.
He's a little what?
Short.
Is he? I can't really tell.
I thought he was short. That might explain a lot.
I am upset with y'all. I see no hips on Will. I don't see no on William. William that has the hips.
You're gonna see him on William. Trust me.
William has the hips. He got the Corey Gamble hips. Yeah, Chaz is bank data and analytics. I will say this, ladies. These guys seem more stable. They have more professional careers. I believe. I don't know about Lamar. When I see someone as a coach and an entrepreneur, I have questions about that. What does that mean? Entrepreneur, that makes me a little concerned. But we see that Chad is bank data and analytics. Hold on. So we have
paper, right?
Alonzo is an insurance adjuster, which that makes sense. He's a salesperson.
That don't mean nothing. Wasn't somebody else in Dallas an insurance adjuster?
I don't remember another insurance person.
You don't?
Not they're saying broke. Y'all are crazy.
His name.
What other guy that we say tonight that we were
with the woman? What's her name?
Who?
The the dude we talked about his outfit.
Lamar.
No, the other season in Dallas.
He
wore the yellow stripe thing, and I sent you. We was laughing.
Yeah, he's a real estate development CEO, which I did have questions about that. And I of course we can be in.
People hear the word real estate and just think all of a sudden.
I cannot, because someone has come up with the title MIPS for man hips. I'm weak right now.
Like, that's funny.
That is like Mitch. That is like a Mitch.
So that's the name like Chaz likes bats. I'll let y'all figure out what that means.
Oh my gosh. So, all right. Oh, like Marie.
Thank you, y'all. Thank you. Yes. Don't believe them. As soon as I hear real estate, y'all be thinking, nah, man.
Real estate CEO, real estate investor CEO is that's a little tricky, because that means you have to be investing. That's a little tricky.
Be over there with DJ Envy and Caesar. Don't do that.
Oh man. Well, before we get out of here, like I said, I watched the Freaknick. I had a chance to watch the Freaknick documentary, preparing for an interview with Jermaine Dupri. And I want to ask you, I felt like we should talk about a Freaknick story. I knew that you had a funny Freaknick story. I was watching it last night with Adrian, and Adrian was going off about his Freaknick stories, right, because he came to Freaknick when he was in high school, and then he came later after he was in the military, which it was really for college students. So I don't know why he was, girl, you do want me to talk about you now? Come on now. I am not going to do that with you, Tamasha. But yes, I felt like you had a funny Freaknick story. One, because I know you have quite a few. Because you're here because of Freaknick, right?
I came here not knowing what it was. We were invited, and they didn't tell us. They knew what it was. This is before it was ever on the record or whatever. Mm. And we middle of it, and then we wind up moving here about 2.5 weeks later.
That is wild. What pressed you to move to Atlanta after coming to Freaknick?
It was visiting the city and seeing all I was seeing, like the subdivisions and the black owned. Like, I wasn't used to that. I was used to that maybe in a part of town, but not the city. And just seeing all that was inspiring. That's what got me here.
I was knee deep, 93 to 95. Okay, so do you have a Freaknick story?
I do. It started in Freaknick. It didn't end in Freaknick. So I met a young lady in Freaknick on the ramp going on Memorial Drive. People were dancing. It was stuck. Somebody turns their music up. They're just dancing on the exit ramp.
Mm-hmm.
Wound up exchanging numbers. Stayed in touch with her. I didn't see her anymore. She came back New Year's Eve with the same 3 friends, and they stayed at a friend's house.
Mm-hmm.
New Year's Eve, we're at is a club called Kaya.
Yeah.
If anyone knows. We get there, they're drunk. I finally meet her through the crowd. Drunk. End of the night, she tells her friend she's coming with me. They want my address. I have a rental. I have a truck, a Montero Jeep. Forest. Mm-hmm. She comes. She's feeling sick in the car while I'm driving to my house.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, it's traffic, so it takes a long time to get to my crib.
Yeah.
I can't get though, because I'm looking at her. She looking good. We've been talking for months, at least twice every month.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, "Uh-oh," and I looked, and she was like, "Can you roll down the window?" It was cold. It was New Year's Eve. I did the sunroof, and then she was like, "No, the window." So I did it, and I'm thinking she's going to throw up, so I slowed down. This girl has diarrhea, and it's all in my car.
I did not see that coming.
I didn't come either, trust me.
I did not predict that. I gotta know how that ends.
When I tell you, I still had probably a mile and a half to come home.
Whew.
And I had to cut the girl, you know, the scissors they give you with the knives and all that, like the cooking scissors, like to cut the meat. I had to cut her clothes out. Let me tell you something. That was the most.
Wait a minute. What do you mean you cut her out? You cut her clothes off?
I cut her pants. Yes.
Why could she not? Because she was drunk?
She was drunk. I had to get her up to, I lived on the 2nd floor. I had to get her up to my apartment. I had to roll all the windows down. My car is smelling. It's a rental. A truck. I got her upstairs, and I'm trying to get her friend's information to tell her about her friend.
Please come and get your girl.
Yo, when I tell you that was the night from hell, this is New Year's Eve. 90
bath?
Going into 95.
Did you give her a bath?
I put in the bath, but it was, when I tell you, I was touching the stuff, and it was when I tell you, I threw them scissors away, and it was horrible. It was horrible.
That's a horrible story.
I mean, she's going to throw up, and she was like, "Uh-oh," and and the smell instant.
Oh my God.
All the windows down. It's cold outside, and we're riding on Memorial Drive, because I lived at the end of Memorial Drive in Stone Mountain. And it was just the worst ever. And I cut her out the clothes because I was trying to pull it off and trying to hold her up. But, you know, her body, and it's like flimsy. So I just started cutting a little bit. Then I tore the rest, cut it a little bit.
Oh my God.
And I'm trying to call these girls, but
Did you ever get the girls? Did you get her friends?
Yo, I finally did. I called every number that was in her pager because I had a friend's number. So I went to her pager. It might have been the 3rd number, and then they called me back, and that's how that happened. And these girls took forever to come because of the traffic for Freaknick. I had Murray's Grease. I had air, you know, the little tree air fresheners. I bought a bunch of those, put them in the car. I let all the windows down. I was like, if they steal this car, it's whatever. It's in my apartment complex. All the windows are down. It was the craziest situation.
Did you talk to her again after that?
That girl never returned my calls, never did anything.
You called her?
I called her to make sure when her friends came and got her, and then they were trying to get clothes for her clothes. That's why I was trying to tell her to bring her clothes. She has no clothes. And she was like, what to bring? I was like, I don't know what to, just bring something for her.
So what did she leave with?
She left with one of my shirts, which they always do, you know. And then they had some pants, and I just remember she was still being sick because I don't know if she threw up too, but I know she was like, she wasn't, I don't know if she poisoned, but why would you come to somebody's house while you had that going on with your stomach?
Well, she might not have known.
And my ass was trying to do something before this happened, so that's what I get for trying to think.
Yeah.
Yo, that was
a very sobering Freaknick story. I did not see that come. I should have asked you. I should have.
No, I had some other stuff, but it wouldn't make it on YouTube. They kicked me off. But that was a wild, like, it started in Freaknick, and then they came up for New Year's Eve to Atlanta.
I really wanted a different type of story.
I'm sorry, that's my Freaknick. That's the one that stands out the most because I met them on Freaknick.
God dang.
I'm sorry it wasn't the sexy.
It wasn't at all. I will say that I wanted to come to Freaknick. So everybody knows I went to University of Oklahoma, and shout out to my group of friends. It's funny because when I was watching, that makes me glad that we did not come. We were not prepared. But when I was watching the Freaknick documentary and I saw that a lot of the people that came, they weren't worried about some of the things that me and my friends were worried about. So, like, I saw that people rented a U-Haul and then just all slept in the U-Haul. Like, we weren't like that. We were not going to do anything like that. I saw some other people that everybody just, got in a car and then they would just park and leave the car and not worry about the car. No, like that, we would not have been prepared. We were over planners, very particular. How I am now is how I was in college. I was the only person that had.
Somebody said I ruined their night.
That was a horrible story.
I'm sorry. I got other ones.
Sorry. Man, I've been in a car with someone who threw up, and that's horrible to be driving with throw up. But diarrhea, I probably would have kicked that. I don't think I would have been that nice. But yeah, I just realized that we wanted to come to Freaknick, but now I'm glad that we didn't. I mean, I kind of wish we had those memories, but we just were not prepared. We were not the type of people that could just leave your car. We would have been totally turned around if the traffic, we were just not.
But here's the thing. They if you don't book stuff early,
yeah,
because it was like the third weekend in April, right?
Yeah.
And also, I mean, Chicago, Detroit was heavy. And it wasn't about college students anymore. It was just about a lot of people coming in and then women piling up in a room. Guys piling up in a room. And if I'm not mistaken, the documentary is based on Freaknick 94. And that's the year I met those ladies. Young ladies. But yes.
We were not. Yeah. My husband said they parked the car at Greenbrier and walked to Platt. We were not. I remember we were planning and trying to go, right? And we were trying to figure out, like, okay, because everybody was going to, I had a car and one of my roommates had a car. One of other girlfriends had a car, but her car didn't have any heat at the bottom. And my car.
What?
Your feet would get cold. Your feet would get cold. There was no heat at the bottom.
It's April.
We just, everybody's different car was different. My car was okay with the heat, but everybody that got in the passenger seat, there was a little nail that would come up and poke your clothes. And it was no, you could try to sit around it. It would tear up everybody's clothes. So everybody would have on. Anyway, we were just very particular. We couldn't get our money together to go, but I think that was God protecting us because we were not prepared. We were not prepared for that type of Freaknick. I remember we went to the Big 12 convention and where you have the, What?
Big 12. I don't know.
So, well, it's football. So all the Big 12 schools come.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all the Big 12 colleges come and they had a big step show, and we almost got into trouble there. I went to Howard's homecoming. almost didn't come back to Oklahoma because I was like, good Lord, it's just some beautiful,
And they got,
there's just a lot going on. Yeah, God probably protects it. We might have lost one of us in Atlanta.
92, 90, those were the years that, and there was always an album out, a popular album. Everybody was playing a song.
Mm-hmm.
Tupac, whether it was Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre's The Chronic in 93, like, it was always a theme, and people selling. It was a different time. Now with the violence and the car break-ins and things.
That's one of the things that it was great. There was no shootings. When I first got here in 2005, there were never any shootings. You could go to, I went to a lot of parties that, were with BMF. And even though, there was some crime around that, for the most part, crime didn't happen at parties here in Atlanta. You know what I mean? Like, it even when I got here, it didn't. But they said back then it was no crime. Now, I will say, and that's not just Freaknick, I think that a lot of times when it's a big crowd of people, what's interesting to me, and I don't want to get too far off, but when you have women, it's funny because Freaknick started out, the documentary starts, it's going to be great. People are going to really enjoy it. But it starts with saying that women just enjoyed showing their body. They were feeling empowered. Well, women feeling empowered to show their body quickly moves to inappropriate behavior and women feeling unsafe. So once the girls start taking off their clothes and coming out and twerking, which wasn't twerking then, it was just booty shaking. Then the next thing you know, guys are doing it's like you call guys to come with that attention, and then they come, and then it gets ugly.
Run from each different parts of the park, and they'd be like, "Oh, the action's over there." You'll see somebody with the camcorder. Then you say the action's over there, and then you'll walk up to women and be like, "What's your name?" And you just see this stuff, and it's these big camcorders. And once out, there was the personality into the women standing in cars doing what they
But that's college culture, I think, because I remember at the Big 12 conference we went to, that there was a situation that happened to me where these Omegas, and I at the time I was in a relationship with an Omega. They were very much out of control, and one of the guys grabbed me and put a collar around my neck.
Whoa.
And I remember at first, they were flirting and everything was cute. They were like, "Oh, you," and I went over there, and then he put this collar, a choke collar around my neck. And I remember thinking, oh my God, because they pulled me away from my girlfriends. It was scary. You know what I mean? And it was a lot of people around, but I remember trying to make eye contact with somebody, one of the guys that wasn't cool with it, because some of the guys were like, "Oh, we're going to see how much you like the cues tonight." And I remember thinking, oh my God, they're going to rape me. And I remember just staring at the one guy like, "Help." And he was like, "Man, that's not cool. That's not cool." And just continuing to make eye contact to try to find the empathy there. And then they let me go. But I've never been that afraid in my life. And I think that happens when the crowd, it's group think happens, right? Because out of these guys, it's 10 guys, and then 2 are the only ones that are saying anything. I don't know if all of them agree, but 2 are the only ones that are like, "Come on, y'all, that's not cool. That's not cool. That's not cool." So I remember my girlfriends were trying to go find my ex at the time, who I was with at the time, who was also Omega, and they were trying to find who these guys were. But that type of behavior is really scary. And that type of behavior happens in every situation. And I also believe it happens. I went to a white school. So even though we would have parties with us, my roommates in college were white, and the same thing happens with them as well. But the crazy thing is, and I don't want to generalize all white women. I had 3 white roommates. I was the only Black one in the room my freshman year. And we would talk about things like that. As a woman, it's not always it's not always safe to be a girl, and to be a girl. We know that.
I don't think the dudes with the candy canes would have did that.
Honestly, I will say the Omegas are usually out of control, but I will say this. I'm just speaking from an adult at this point, right? Because if that happened to me, I was in my early 20s. And I remember there is a different energy with, omegas and kappas and alphas and things like that. But the crazy thing was women always are cool with it until it gets to that point. So when they're barking and on the ground and licking up, now I wasn't cool with that, but I believe that a lot of times they are rewarded for that behavior, and then it keeps going, because a lot of times when girls think it's cute until it's not. And sometimes my mother taught me you can't play with that. Like you should never play with that energy, because it can quickly turn, and men are different than women. So a lot of times I saw, even with talking with my sweet mates, that because a lot of times we think it's just black men, I think it's men versus women. And I think that consent is key, but I also think that you have to be very careful about what message you send out. And if you see a man that, if you're playing with it and then it gets to a certain point, you got to be very clear about what you're okay with and what you're not, but that was wrong. And I remember being so scared and really thinking that I was going to get raped, because there was nobody around. At the point they grabbed me, and there was all these like everybody was there. It was kind of like a Freaknick, because it was Big 12 conference, and it was 10 omegas in a group pulling me away with a dog collar around my neck, saying things like that. So we're going to see how much she likes the cues. Yeah, we're going to get, it was really scary. I remember panicking, but thinking, I got to find one of these guys to stand up that I can really just connect with, to stand up to get me out of the situation. But I also was thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So it's unfortunate that often goes along with those type of gatherings. But I know my mom taught me, you never be the only girl in a group of guys, right? And you never get drunk to where you can't be in your right mind, because if you put your safety in someone else's hands, that's irresponsible. And so I know that's old school, but I was having a conversation one time with Jesse, and I was like, we were talking about a situation that happened here, and I was like, I taught my daughter, you never imagine if I was drunk in that situation when those guys pulled me. I wouldn't even have been able to try to connect to try to get that guy to let me go. Who knows what would have happened? Thank you guys so much for saying for well wishes with that. That was a scary moment, but I taught my daughter, and I always tell young women, you have to always be aware, and you have to do everything you can to stay out of situations that may not go in your best interest. And definitely being drunk, yeah, it may be great to be, but you got to have somebody that's either have a girlfriend that is not going to be drunk. You got to have something there. And even then, it's still hard being a girl child in a world full of men's. Girl ain't safe in the world full of men's, as The Color Purple said. It could be difficult. But watching that brought back that memory for me. And I know how scary that was, and it didn't even go through. I can't imagine if I had been someone that had went through the whole experience.
I just never understood that energy of just like these dudes never seen it before. I don't know if it's like why are you so, I don't know, it's almost like savage like.
It is, but I think it's a group thing, and there's a psychological theory behind it. It becomes very animalistic. Right. But I also wanted, when I had a son, I wanted to make sure that my son was a leader, because I think there are a lot of men. There were probably some guys out of that 10 guys. There were two and their voices were not loud. They weren't saying, "Man, leave her alone." They were like, "Man, that's not cool." But they weren't saying, "Yo, that's not." They weren't doing that. They were just, because they did it, and it wasn't probably because they didn't feel that way. They didn't want to stand up to the other guys. They didn't want to be seen as not cool. And so I think I always taught my son that you have to be enough of a leader to stand up for what you believe in, and not ever be afraid, be so quick to want to join in with the crowd that you say that. And I do want to say for you as my friend, you have always been, because when we first met, I was married, but after I went through my divorce, I was really out here. I didn't really know how to date. I was probably doing some stupid stuff. And you were always an advocate to be very vocal on my behalf. And I appreciate that.
Oh, good. So when you say, go back to, I think earlier, Mo, what do you do to make a woman, if she says safe, there it is. I'll say, talk to Christal and she'll let you know.
Well, you did, but I mean, but that's kind of different because our friendship was not, it was totally platonic.
Any woman that I would like, if I'm around, I grew up with my family's predominantly women. So it's a second nature for me to look out for the women that's around me.
Yeah. And I would say, even because, you and there's another friend of ours really looked out for me a lot because I was really heartbroken and I just, had a hard time. I think that what helped me not think of men as all being predatory and evil, which really kept me seeing the good in men, was being surrounded by so many guys that really had my back. And it never was about sex. It never was about anything other than you're our sister and we got your back. Even, the guy that owned the label at the time, they were all just great to me. And it never was about anything else than we care about you. We want you to be okay. Right. And I think I always tell my female friends, and I will say this to the women in the chat, if you give yourself the opportunity to have male friendships that are not based on sex, it's not friends with benefits, it really is just friendships. It allows you to see, it allows you to see the good in men and how they're able to be nurturing and how they're able to care, just like women do. And I will say this short story because it's really one of the things I hold dear. And thank you, Gun Boss. I know you're not going to let anybody get me now. But I remember because I lost everything in my divorce, didn't have any clothes or anything. And I didn't really want anyone to know what had happened. I went through a divorce. My ex-husband had an affair. And so I didn't want to talk to anybody about it. I didn't want to share the story with people that didn't know. And so Mo and our other friend knew. So I needed all new clothes. I didn't have anything at all. So two guys come with me to the clothing boutique on Old National. And I am just, if you've ever been heartbroken, you know how you are just, I was out of it. I was skinny because I had lost so much weight. I was just, I just finished dealing with being sick with cancer. I was just really not myself. So I'm going in to try clothes on. The woman there is Rose Couture. I will always support her because she's amazing. She would be like, you're so pretty, you need to go in. And I just didn't feel good about life, right? So I come in with these two guys that are not really into, Mo is fashionable, but he really wasn't into like female fashion at that time. Rose is like, she should try something on. I just would come out with like black or brown stuff because that was my mood. So she would get me to try on something that was different outside of my personality. Mo and our friend John would be out there when I would come out and they would just cheer me on. They're like, that's good, Chris. You look good. That's good. You should get that. And that is the kind of nurturing that they did, for me. And at the time I wasn't able to do it. Like I was totally not myself. Yes, I had cancer, I had ovarian cancer and went through a divorce all in like a year and a half. But these guys went with me to get new wardrobe and I would go get like one piece a week to kind of build myself back up. Now, keep in mind, I'm an entertainment publicist, so I can't be seen out there with, without clothes. So I had to have things to wear, but I didn't have a lot of money, but they would literally like champion me on. So when you guys see this energy and this friendship, it's really built from a serious foundation of just family. They became my family. And we really went through a lot together, but I'll never forget them being outside when I came out of the dressing room and they would be out there like cheering me on and telling me, okay, you're good. You're going to be good. You're going to be good.
What you trying to make me cry?
I know. I'm like tearing up telling the story, but man, it was just, we've been through a whole lot. So I see people in the comments saying you guys have such a chemistry. You don't understand where it comes from. So I just wanted to share a little bit about that chemistry. Now, we also gave each other a lot of hell, but it was literally from seeing God bless me to put so many men in my life And there were other men as well that were a part of my friends, like friend tribe, because I didn't have family, but they were so good to me that I couldn't help but know that there was the possibility for me to meet a good man. And when I met my husband, they all welcomed him and they all created this family around me. But I just feel like if more women would allow men in their life as friends, it would allow you to see their heart, because I saw his heart and I was able to know, okay, well, if he feels like this and this guy feels like this, and they can be so caring with me, then something else could happen. And it was done without the danger of feeling like they're just lying to me to get sex, because it wasn't about that at all. Never was about that. So I just, I just felt like sharing that tonight as we, talked about the Freaknick story, because that was, well, mine wasn't Freaknick, but that story is one of the ones that I feel, I had to go to therapy to learn to be able to share that. But Mo and some of the other friends in my life, Tricky, Ray, all these different guys were so protective of me, and they held me until Adrian came and got me.
There you have it. Yeah. That's how we used to be. Yeah.
Yeah. So it can happen for everybody, but I definitely feel like you should allow yourself to, if you're not in a relationship, and especially if you've never seen really great examples of manhood, allow yourself to be friends with men that don't want anything from you outside of friendship. Allow yourself to get to know them, and I promise you will have a different perspective of men. Because I tease him, and yes,
thank you for saying that, because that's what a lot of times we only see one dimension of somebody and we think that's all there is.
Yeah.
And this advice, fellas, I just want y'all to know, I learned more from women than being more about women by being friends with some of them than trying to sleep with all of them. I learned a lot. If you really want to learn about women, it's being their friend and just watching them, because they're guards down. They're going to show you a lot more than what you think. But when you're trying to holler at her, especially if she's not interested, she's going to be guarded. You're never going to see her. You know what I mean? Not all of her anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, we done been through. I remember you said something to me. You may not remember this, but I was so hurt. And you said, man, I really hope that one day a girl loves me as much as you love your ex-husband. And because you were able to see how much I really loved him.
Yeah, that was, I never seen that before. Yeah, I never seen that before. You hear it, but when you see it, you be like, yo, this is deep. So yeah. But look what you got now,
Yeah, you asked me the other day. Well, actually, you asked me this, a little while ago. But were you able to ever? Because I didn't think I could ever love somebody like that. But
could you ever get back to that place or more? Could you pour that much into someone again? Could you do that? And you was like, yeah, I could. Like it, and to hear you say that, it made me a believer. I was like, okay.
But I only said that with this one.
Right. Well, obviously. But
I just want people to know, because people tuning in now, and it was 10 years of me being single. I had some boyfriends, but they didn't really count, because I never allowed my heart to go back to that place, because it had been hurt so badly. So even those of you that are out there that have been hurt very badly, this channel is all for people to know, yes, we have fun and we talk trash, but at the end of the day, I want you to know that it can happen, because I didn't think that I could, because he knows, out for a minute, I'll be like, I cut him off. And I was fine. I mean, I had great guy friends. I had my kids. Everything was fun. I had a great career. I was having lots of fun in my career. So I didn't think that God would bless me twice. But when he did, he blessed me so much more than I could have imagined. And I know he can do it for everybody out there. You just have to believe, and you have to open up,
There you go.
And yes, Mo did go on 435 more first dates. Yes.
Whoever said that, mind your business.
All right, well, we got to get out of here. This has been good, and I'm glad that we ended it like this. It is about Ready to Love, but this is all about the journey for Ready to Love. I have good news on next Wednesday. When we come back on Wednesday, we're going to have Coach LaTanya here, and we're gonna be going over some of the things that we've seen thus far with the singles and getting Coach LaTanya's her feedback and her advice on who is ready to love. I definitely want to hear her feedback about the introduction of sex early on in the conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we'll be back on Wednesday with Coach LaTanya. You guys, make sure that you are subscribed. Please make sure you're subscribed.
Like, share, subscribe.
Yes, all that good stuff. And we will see you on Wednesday. I will see you guys on Monday with an all new Pop Culture Power. And then, of course, we actually are working on someone asked about an ATL singles event. We have one coming up next month. Mo and I are doing one together. We have one coming up next month. And I'm telling you guys this now because we're planning it. So we'll let you guys know the location. We're locking that in this weekend. But we also are doing one at Essence. So we want all of you to come to Essence Music Festival and hang out with us. We're going to do a live show. We'll have some of the cast from Ready to Love there. It's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. And of course, if Mo is there, he's definitely going to make sure that there are some men at the events. But yeah, for this for February, we're going to have one here in Atlanta, and then we have some coming up in different cities in preparation for Essence. So we got some good stuff happening.
Yes, 2024, y'all.
Yep. All right, I'm not going to ask you no questions about dates, but we will be coming back and asking Mo about what's going on in his dating life on Wednesday. So tune in for that. When Coach LaTanya will be here with us. But yeah, if you guys have questions, if you're watching this live later, you have questions, leave them in the comments. Mo and I both go in the comments and answer questions. But yeah, I've got a brunch to go to tomorrow with Sister Jerry God High. So I'm excited about that. Any plans this weekend that you got, Mo?
I'm going to a book release / birthday party, ebook release Sunday. Yeah.
Who is this for?
Somebody we both know. Well, I'll tell you about it.
Who is it?
I don't want to say their name. I'll tell you about it.
All right, text me who it is.
But it's in the city Sunday. I'm gonna show my face.
Okay.
It's an ebook. It's an ebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not Gun Boss is joining us. You can't join if you're gonna talk like you did last time. He came on here talking about what was he talking about? I had to get him out of here quickly.
Oh, he went left. I was like, hold on.
And then Coach LaTanya gonna be upset with you because she had on the New Orleans Saints, and he is a diehard Falcons fan. So, all right, guys, from me and the XO Bear, good night. We'll see you guys. Remember, make sure that you are tuned in on Monday for Pop Culture Power, and then on Wednesday. And then, of course, on Friday, we're here for the after party for Ready to Love. We'll see you guys then. Have a good weekend. Bye.